Hullbreaker Horror, our beautiful beast that we can assemble. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan. Today, we've got a juicer for you. We've got the assembly line. Everyone get to work. We're going to churn some things out on this assembly line. What are we going to be churning out? Well, there's a couple different things we're going to be churning out. First off, the Hullbreaker Horror. I don't know if you know what this card is, but it's pretty freaking good. It's one of the best cards in the format. It is an absolute game changer. Once you bring it out, you take ultimate control of the game. It's one of the best control cards in the format. Hullbreaker Horror, this spell cannot be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to one. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. So whenever your opponent goes to play something, you can just say, no, it's not countered, but they do just waste all their mana. Or you can just return something that's already on the battlefield as long as it's not a land, and you can just bounce it back to its hand. Hullbreaker Horror, this thing is an absolute beast, and we're going to be reanimating this along with Toxrill the Corrosive. At the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures will get a -1/-1, and whenever they die, you'll create a 1/1 black slug creature token, and then you'll be able to use a blue and a black to sacrifice the slug and draw a card. So you're going to be killing things, you're going to be popping out little 1/1s, and then you can just pop them and then draw cards with them. Excellent card against aggro. Very, very good. How are we going to be doing this? Well, this is where the assembly line comes in. We're going to be running 4 assemble from parts. This card is an awesome reanimation card. This is Graveborn. Just any sort of reanimation card you could ever think of. This is awesome because for 1, you get an instant, and then target creature card in your graveyard perpetually gets, for 4, exile this card, and you can create a token that's a copy of it. Only it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to its other types. You can only activate it as a sorcery, but the thing that makes this so good is everything else you have to use to reanimate something costs 5. This can only cost 4. Now, I know it costs 1 to cast it, but you can use 1 as an instant card, and that's what's going to make it so different. You can use this, cast it in for 1, and then the next turn you'll be able to play it for 4. Play a Toxrill or a Hullbreaker Horror, or even a Lier. That's no big deal. You can even go for a Lier, but we're trying to go for the bigger, the better. How are we going to get these things in our graveyard? Well, we've got an Esper control shell. Obviously, we got Consider, we got Fading Hope just because it's a control card, but Consider puts things into the graveyard. Faithful Mending is awesome. You're going to gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. The discard is very good. And then also got a Thirst for Discovery, draw 3 cards, and then you can either discard 2 cards or you can discard a basic land. So you can either discard your big fatties or you can just go for a land card, whichever is better. I want to get a special little shout out for Oglor, Devoted Assistant. This card is so good in this deck. It's just a little sprinkle of a chef's kiss. At the beginning of your upkeep, you're going to look at the top 2 cards of your library, then just put 1 of them in your graveyard. So this, not only does it fix your draws, you're going to be able to get a little 1/1 body, which is pretty cool, but you're going to be able to fix your draw because you'll be able to dig deeper into your deck. It's like a Mega Scry with upside. Whenever a creature card is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, it's going to gain, when this leaves, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So whenever you take Oglor and it's on the battlefield, if you discard or at the beginning of your step, you're going to go ahead and put any sort of creature in your in your graveyard, you're going to use Assemble from Parts and move it from the graveyard, and then you're going to get a free 2/2 zombie black token on top of it. So this is a pretty sweet card. I might even kick this up to 3 because Oglor is awesome in this deck. I'm glad I found a home because this is a great alchemy card. Absolutely wonderful. This is the deck. Nothing special with the land here. I'm not really running Field of Ruin or anything. I don't think it's very necessary, to be honest, with all of the different other types of removal we have. So this is the deck. We are going to get to work on this assembly line, and we're going to get ready to vanquish some enemies. Loop the Pig. How are we doing? I love the name. Love the name, by the way. We go first. Let's see what you got here. We don't have anything early, but that's all right. We're going to take a little bit of scry action with the Forsaken Crossroads. We'll be on our way in no time. Not even worried. Forsaken Crossroads, we're running 4 of in this deck. There's no reason not to. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's go for black. We're a little bit short on black here. We'll even the ticket. Take a juicy little scry, and I guess we'll take that away. Maybe if it was a basic. Excuse me. If it was a basic land, I would be more tempted to keep it because Thirst of Discovery, you need a basic land, and then you can just pitch that if we're not gonna have a creature in our hand. So we're not really sitting too pretty here. Can't lie about it. Let's go ahead and drop this for... We got a black source here. I think we're pretty much fixed on the different colors here. We'll drop this for white, I suppose. Don't think it matters much. Obviously, we're going to take a Foretell on our Doomskar. Pass the turn. So it's up to our opponent here to present a threat to us. We don't have any assembly line. We're getting a lot of land here. Okay, no big deal. We can always go for Divide by Zero or just Thirst for Discovery. I'm very, very thirsty for a Discovery. Oh my god, very thirsty for a Discovery. Let's see what we can get. Reckless Stormseeker. Yeah, we'll just bounce it back. Why not? Bounce that back, and we will get a Teachings. I love drawing cards. It's one of my favorite parts about this game. So before I even... Nah, we'll just play a land. We're not playing Landfall. We ain't doing anything crazy like that. We'll take our little Divination effect, and we just get all the land in the world. Are we running 35 land? Like, a little bit confused on what's going on here. It's a little strange. Reckless Stormseeker is going to be a 2-3. Oh, well, look at that. 3-3. It's going to swing in. We didn't even see that coming. Totally didn't see that coming. And now we get a Consider. Now we're starting to sweat a tinge. I mean, we got a Doomskar. I guess we'll just kind of chill and wait. Wait and do a Consider and then do a Divide by Zero. But we have to play this Consider because we don't want it to go nighttime. So at least just play the Consider. We'll get rid of this other Consider and draw a card. And here is our lovely Assemble from Parts. Unfortunately, we don't have any scary creatures in our graveyard. So, okay, we'll go ahead and pass. Yep, we'll just pass for now. If they play something else pretty menacing, we'll have to Divide by Zero. If not, I think we'll just use Thirst for Discovery and hope that we can get, you know, a little bit better of a card. That's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. We'll go ahead and let it resolve. Hopefully they're going to give the Blood Vial Purveyor haste. And they do, so now they waste 1 power. We'll go ahead and Divide by Zero that and get a Blood Token. And what do we want to do from here? Don't really need any land. We don't need this. I guess we'll just go for Introduction to the Prophecy, I suppose. You know, this will just hit us for 2 now, so I'm not too worried about that. And I think what we're going to do is just use this Blood Token, and we're going to use it actually on the Introduction to Prophecy. No. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can always use an extra land. Forsaken Crossroads, we finally get our Hullbreaker Horror. So that is really nice. I'm going to drop... what do we want to do here? We can use Thirst for Discovery and ditch the Hullbreaker Horror and use Assemble from Parts. Because we can't hardcast the Hullbreaker Horror, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do... How do we want to optimize our play here? Thirst for Discovery, and then we can use Doomskar, but that'll be... We won't be able to use Hullbreaker Horror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we can hardcast it later. Assemble from Parts is actually kind of dead here. This is unfortunate because we could Doomskar, but let's use Forsaken Crossroads. I'm gonna go for big whites. I guess we'll go for white. White is fine. We'll put this away. We got enough land, and let's go for the Thirst for Discovery. We got a lot more Hullbreaker Horrors. Do I want to discard the land card? No, not really. I'll go ahead and take this and this. I kind of want 1 in the graveyard. 1 in the graveyard. Go ahead and do your worst. We can play this at instant speed. Alrighty. Alrighty. Took a little bit of time on that, but I'm feeling pretty good. Claim Reclusive Painter. Not a big deal. Treasure Token. We're going to take 1 big hit here. So Blood Vial Purveyor will come out. There we go. It's gonna be a 6/7, and it's gonna have haste. Okie dokie. 7/7. So we're gonna take 9 here. I think this is where it kind of ends. Fortunately, we won't drop the Assemble the Parts because we don't want them to have a Blood Token. So Assemble the Parts. We're gonna go ahead and assemble from this Hullbreaker Horror. Yep. Give us a Blood Token. Yeah, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use this Blood Token. We have a little bit too much land here. We'll ditch you. I guess we got enough white. No, we got enough white. We'll ditch you. Draw a card. Oh my gosh, we're just getting all the land in the world. So we got Thirst for Discovery as well. So this is good. Now we can use Hullbreaker Horror, and then we'll be able to use Thirst for Discovery to get rid of something, but not before we want to Doomskar. So we're going to use Doomskar here, get a blood token. We'll get a nice, beautiful, cheap Hullbreaker Horror. And this is the beauty of assemble the parts. Look, we're going to assemble our Hullbreaker Horror. Look at that. It's not going to be a 4/4, but it's way cheaper. Zombie Kraken Horror. How beautiful is that? Hullbreaker Horror in token form. So Volatile Arsonist, oh my gosh, this is actually not good. We cannot block this because it has Menace. So it'll deal one to us, and we're going to be left with 1 life. Wow. 1 life we've got, and that's not good. That's not good. We can play this. You know what? I'm just gonna swing in. I'm not too afraid right now because let's see if it goes night. Let's just go for Thirst of Discovery. Yeah, we're gonna play Thirst for Discovery. We're gonna return you to the hand. Hopefully we're gonna get some help here. So we do get a lot of help, fortunately. I'm gonna discard all of these lands. I don't want them. I do not want them. We could always use assemble the parts, and we don't have another, do we? Oh, we do not have a target in our graveyard. No problem, we'll be able to use that with Faithful Mending or the blood token, so it's no big deal. Pass the turn, and I think, unless they've got just a cheap burn spell, I think we're going to be pretty good here. So I'm going to use Faithful Mending, return this to the owner's hand, and this is the beautiful thing. Now we can just return this to the hand, get it out of here. Yep. And then Faithful Mending will be able to draw 2 cards. I am going to ditch one of these Hullbreaker Horrors because we want to be able to use Assemble the Parts. And without a creature, we don't have a target. So this will be one and only target. So Magda, this does not have haste or anything, but I don't care. It's time for another Faithful Mending. I'm going to go ahead and return that puppy back to your hand. And we got 2 assemble from parts. I think we just need 1 assemble from parts at this point. So, yeah, we'll just do that for now. No big deal. And do you even want to assemble the parts? I think we want to just keep it for the bounce effect. So we'll just keep put right now. And we do get Oglor, our devoted assistant. And this is the beautiful thing about this deck. Like we're back at, we got 5 life. Faithful Mending is going to be absolutely wonderful for us. I'm going to play this. We don't get any cool effects with that, but Oglor is just so cool. And look how devoted he is. Look how devoted our assistant is. We've got to keep him around, and we're just going to pass turn. No, we don't got to do anything else. Whenever they play something else, we're just going to use Faithful Mending, Vanishing Verse, Assemble from Parts, and that's going to be that. So let's just go. It doesn't really matter. I guess we can just assemble parts. Yeah, and that's it. Sorry, we took control. Assemble the parts, baby. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. The Sorex, how we doing here? How we doing? We're gonna go first. This is no white source for the Faithful Mending, but if we just get a, we'll be alright. We'll be able to foretell the Doomskar at the very minimum. So, we'll play the Shipwreck Marsh. We'll figure it out later. Screw it. Ain't even worried. Not even worried. You do have a really cool name though. Cause you're like the Saurus, the Sorex, the Sor T-Rex. Like I just kind of like what you're doing here. I really do. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do a little foretell action here. It's not appearing to be as though they're gonna be running creatures. So, we get a little bit of green. So, okay. So we get our devoted assistant, and boy is Oglor. I'll tell you what. The devotion is. I know this is not a devotion card, but it might as well be a devotion card. Because this Oglor is devoted. Such a good assistant. Not only is it a good assistant, this card is really awesome because not only can we put a little bit of a little something in our graveyard, but we'll also be able to fix our draws here, and that is also the world to me. So Thirst for Discovery, we already got one. We'll put that in the graveyard and gladly take up this land. Unfortunately, it is not a white source, so Faithful Mending is going to be put on the back burner, and Doomskar is, lo and behold, light years away from being able to be played, but that's okay. No big deal, because we still got a Divide by Zero, and Divide by Zero, ooh, Divide by Zero is a pretty gosh darn good card, if I do say so myself. So they're going to be ramping up. They got Settle the Wilds. I'm sure they've got some craziness going on in this hand of theirs. They got pretty much a full hand. They go Quandrix Cultivator. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just going to have to divide by 0. We might get something better. So I guess we'll just divide that by 0. It doesn't even feel great, honestly. But we'll go for Teachings because they have way bigger of a hand than us. And we get a Vanishing Verse. I think the Vanishing Verse might come in handy. So let's take the Vanishing Verse. Don't need the Thirst for Discovery, but we will do the Teachings. And I'm really hoping we get a land here. Playing with fire here a little bit. Okay, so we do get a land. That's really nice. It is black, so we're still low on white sources. Really unfortunate. This Faithful Mending is going to go to waste. So, let's see. Maybe we should have taken Environmental Sciences and just got a Plains. I don't know. Quandrix Cultivator is going to come out, and they are going to get that basic Forester Island at this point on a 3/4 body. Pretty good. Won't be able to Vanishing Verse that puppy, I'll tell you that right now. And let's go ahead and fix our Jaw to Devoted Assistant. Oh my gosh, Faithful Mending will be able to be played from the graveyard, so not worried about that. Forsaken Crossroads is really good. We'll be able to use this for a juicy white source. Good lord, we need that. Let's take a Scry here. Scry's no lie, and Consider. Well, Consider's good with the Hullbreaker Horror, but I'm gonna opt to just forego that right this second. And I think that can do it. Yeah, we hit our land drop. We can use Thirst for Discovery on the Hullbreaker Horror or the Toxrill. And hopefully we get into an Assemble the Parts, because that is obviously the key to our deck here. Pass turn. This isn't great. I'm a little bit nervous that they're going to drop some crazy Storm the Festival, Wrenn and 7, something wild. So it is a Wrenn and 7. I think that's tolerable. It's tolerable. We can probably manage this. Hello, Wrenn.
Those who harm the forest destroy the entire forest is an army.
So the entire force is an army. I don't think you even need an army. That thing's pretty big. It's pretty scary. I think I'm going to have to just take that. That's just going to go straight to our life. Not too worried about that. We go down to 17. We will be able to Fading Hope this little scary tree and take a Scry. So that's really nice. Unless they've got, what, Snakeskin Veil or something. I would really hate to see that right now. But in the meantime, we do have Fading Hope, and we get another Oglor. Oh, we don't need another assistant. One assistant is good enough, Oglor. Sorry, we'll go ahead and take you away. And now we're gonna use Thirst for Discovery. Come on, baby, let's get a little bit of something going here. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get the. Oh, we do get Assemble the Parts, but we couldn't really use it because we had to get rid of this scary token. So this becomes what do we want to do here? I kind of want to get the Toxrill out. Do we want to get the Toxrill out or the Hullbreaker Horror? I think we just want to get the Hullbreaker Horror out, but we can also hard cast this from our hand. Yeah, it is what it is. We can just do this and then get rid of Faithful Mending. Yep. I'm having a hard time clicking it because of my screen. The resolution's a little messed up, so we'll go ahead and do that. And because Oglor puts us into the graveyard, when a Hullbreaker Horror comes out of the graveyard, we'll just get a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So you gotta love the Devoted Assistant. It's a wonderful little sprinkle in this deck. Absolutely love Oglor. I'm gonna learn how to say your name at some point, because I still don't know if it's Oglor or Oglor. But we get another Assemble from Parts, so that'll give us 2 Assemble from Parts. At this point, we can just hard cast our things, but I'm still gonna get it in case they get rid of it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we can. I'll take that. I'll take that. So take the Assemble the Parts. No big deal. And we draw. Yeah, we get our Assemble Parts obviously, and then we're kind of low on white, right? Yeah, I guess we'll just play this for white. That's fine. We can always go for Vanishing Verse, and then flash in this Assemble the Parts. We've got a lot of different options we can do here. Unfortunately, we can't just swing in with Oglor. That would be really nice. That'd be really good value. So what I'm going to do is actually just go for Vanishing Verse. Just take care of the Wrenn and 7. Just take care of the Wrenn and 7 right away.
We must regenerate.
Well, you cannot regenerate when you get exiled, Wrenn. I'm so sorry. So we're going to swing in here. It's time to 17-17. We still have this Quandrix Cultivator, but we'll be able to use Assemble the Parts and then a Faithful Mending. I think that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we're just a little bit shy of mana. We won't be able to use it all in one go. So we'll end the turn a little bit weak here, weaker than I would like to be, but it's okay. Because we're going to assemble these parts and form a brand new creature in due time. So let's see what they want to do. Root Coil Creeper. Okay. That doesn't, I mean, that's pretty good if you've got a Storm the Festival. Root Coil Creeper and Storm the Festival go together so well. But, okay, so they're gonna swing in here. No big deal. Down to 14. We're still not really that threatened, so I'm gonna use Assemble from Parts and target our beautiful Hullbreaker Horror. Our beautiful beast that we can assemble with the tentacles. So the assembly belt is getting, the assembly line is getting, get your workers in line. The assemble parts are coming, and they go for divide by 0. That's not really the end of the world. It's really not. We can't reanimate, we can't replay our assemble from parts, but we can just use it on our next turn, so it's not that big a deal. Let's go for Faithful Mending here. We get a Consider is going to be really nice. I'm going to keep the Consider. I'm going to ditch one assembling parts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to ditch the Marsh just yet. I guess we'll just ditch. I guess we'll just go with both of the assemble the parts, right? I mean, yeah, because I guess we can flash in. I guess we'll use Toxrill. We'll use Toxrill because we can always use a separate assemble. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then we also get Oglor's ability. Nice little bonus here. Fading Hope's gonna be these cards are actually both really nice. I will keep Vanishing Verse, because I will get rid of the Vanishing Verse because I'm a little bit afraid they're gonna drop some multiple colored stuff, and I'm just a little bit nervous about that. So we can flash in our Hullbreaker Horror at this point. I think that's going to be the move. We'll be able to use Assemble from Parts. Yeah, we're still a little bit slow here, so we can use Assemble from Parts. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and let's take the Toxrill. Let's take the Toxrill here. So the Toxrill's going to come out. We are going to get a 2/2 because of our devoted assistant, and we love our assistant. The assistant is so good, and we're not going to do any. I think we might want to attack here, to be honest with you. If we attack and they block it, we're gonna lose one. I would love if they block here. So they're going to block with this Root Coil Creeper, but they don't understand that we can sacrifice a slug, draw a card. So down to 1 they go. They're gonna lose one of these creatures because Toxrill the Corrosive is going to put -1/-1 counter on each of them for each turn. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we can just go ahead and pass the turn. Worst comes to worst, we can always Fading Hope something, or we can just sacrifice this one little 1/1 slug. And we still have a Fading Hullbreaker Horror to flash in. So I think we're sitting kind of pretty here. So they do Introduction to Annihilation. That's fine. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. We'll go ahead and sacrifice our little slug to draw a card. Yeah, that's fine with me. We're going to need one more land. If we can just get one more land. It's not a land, but no big deal. We'll draw a card, and we do get our Forsaken Crossroads. Unfortunately, this will come in tapped, so a little unfortunate there. Down to 11 we go. We're still just not that concerned. Oh my gosh, this is, ugh. See, our plan was to get a Hullbreaker Horror and then be able to protect it, but we're not going to be able to do that this turn, so not a big deal. We'll just wait for next turn. We'll swing in with our 2/2 zombie because I'm going to go ahead and just Doomskar now. Gonna go ahead and just Doomskar the whole battlefield here. Yeah, that's fine. Just get rid of these things. They are annoying me greatly. If we do get divided by 0, we can just divide by 0 the divide by 0. So that's fine with me. We'll just divide by 0 the divide by 0, and they are all out of mana sources. They cannot play it again. And see, we only have one blue source, and then we'll have Forsaken Crossroads. Yeah, so not great. I guess we'll just go for Reduce to Memory in case they get something crazy out. Sure. We'll drop this, go for white. Yeah, I guess we'll go for white. We're gonna need a little bit more white. Take a scry. I'm all for the land. We actually get another Doomskar. Sure, if they drop, like, Storm the Festival, I guess we can do it. So, yeah, I guess we'll just keep the Doomskar, whatever. Let's see what they want to do here. They might actually just shuffle our board, because since we put... Okay, I was going to say... I don't think they had enough for the Field of Ruin. They didn't anyway. So, Coma, Cosmos, Serpent. That's actually not the end of the world. We can always just exile it. So, whatever. We can also just Fading Hope it. I think I'm just going to Fading Hope it. There's so many different ways we can deal with this Coma, unfortunately, for them. Yep, so we're going to at least burn through their Divide by Zero. That's okay with me. If they want to Divide by Zero our Fading Hope, they'll be able to live with the Coma. But there's, again, we're gonna be able to get rid of this Coma one way or another. So they can have all the fun they want for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can flash in this Hullbreaker Horror, and then we can use Fading Hope, and all their hopes are pretty much gone. I hate to say it. They're gonna go with this. Look at the top 6 cards. Reveal a creature card and gain 3 life. That's just not that good. Gain 3 here. What we can do is just use Reduce Memory and exile it, or we can just flash in our Hullbreaker Horror and bounce it to the hand. I think that's probably going to be the move. I'm just going to play this at sorcery speed. Or do we want to use... Do we have enough white? No, I don't think we do. We got 1, 2, 3... Only 3 white sources, so we don't have enough for a Reduce to Memory and a Doomskar. Alright, I don't think we have to overthink this. We're just gonna play our Hullbreaker Horror at sorcery speed, and we can always just save our Consider or Fading Hope. Let's go ahead and just Fading Hope the Coma, and then we'll be able to double down and just get rid of the Serpent. They can make itself indestructible, but we don't care. It doesn't matter. They can sacrifice. They can do whatever they want. Bottom line is, this token is going bye-bye. And the Coma is going bye-bye. So you can tap us. Yeah, that's fine. They tapped us out of spite, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If they want to hardcast the Coma, they can. It's just not going to do a whole lot. We'll be able to reduce the memory. We can divide by 0. We can use Consider. We can do whatever we want. Their Serpent is not as strong as our Kraken, and I guess we are the king of the sea. So that is one of the best animations in all of Arena, by far. Basic Conjuration. So take a creature card from the top 6 and gain a little bit of life, but they're going to lose this War of Attrition. They get a Root Coil Creeper. Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby. They go ahead and snag this, and this might be the end of the line for you. I'm so sorry. We're going to go ahead and use... There's so many different things we can use. Let's just go for the Consider. I'm just playing all these at instant speed because there's just nothing they can really do. We could always just drop the Reduce to Memory, but as long as we can just take care of them, I mean, we're just having a good time, you know? So they'll be able to tap us, that's fine. At some point, we're probably going to have to, but we do get a Toxrill, the Corrosive. Yeah, this card has, when this card leaves your library, did it get sent there or something? Or do they all get it from Oglor? I'm not sure. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and take the Toxrill. And I think we'll just cast it now. I don't even really care. Right? We can just play this for white. Let's go ahead and just foretell this. I mean, we do have a Toxrill. And just pass. This is one of those things where we have so many different options. I mean, you almost feel bad. The game is pretty much over. Not to sound cocky, but it just is. This Hullbreaker Horror is going to be a little bit too much for our opponent. I don't see what they could have. We could always divide by 0. Yeah, Lotus Cobra. I mean, that's fine. Do what you want to do. They're going to get some more mana, but this is this feels good. This is a very fun part of Magic the Gathering. We're going to be able to just divide by 0. This is probably going to get the Rage Quit. So let's just divide by 0. It can't be countered, but it can be bounced. And Hullbreaker Horror, obviously, as we know, we get a double ability here. Yeah, and that's going to be it. Good game. So we're back here at the hideout with the post-game recap, and I'm definitely overall very pleased with this deck. We didn't lose one time. Fortunately, we only had this was one of the shortest film sessions I've ever done. I mean, this was only like an hour and a half. We didn't lose one time while recording this deck. I'm actually amazed. Didn't really do anything different to the deck. I was thinking about maybe putting another Oglor in, but it didn't really seem necessary. I'm a little bit worried. I think we didn't face it, fortunately. I think our worst matchup would probably be maybe blue-white control. Just depends on if they can get into their control shell a little bit faster. I don't know. I don't really know. This deck is pretty good. I haven't played a ton of it. You know, over like 20 matches. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't played like a ton to really know what the worst for matchup is for it, because overall it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This is like kind of one of my favorite decks I've played. I mean, I don't know. I might just kind of use this to level up into the ladder. I've been using Boros Dragons, but this is also pretty good. I'm not sure what I would change. I ended up keeping 2 Oglers because I don't know what I would change for it. This is the deck. I think it's really good as is. So this is the assembly line. I hope you enjoyed this content as much as I liked making it. Go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like this. It helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, like. Tell me how ugly I am in the comments. Dude, just do something, because it really helps out this channel, and I'm trying to grow this bad boy to the biggest it can be. So I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on the next episode. ManaMan. Out.